For our group's product archaeology project, we got assigned the Osterizer 10-speed blender, Sunbeam Products Incorporated, made in Mexico.
The first sub-assembly of the blender is the mixing agent. It's got a top, the blade, and a seal on it so the water does not leak through. And then you put the food through here. And this is the bottom of the blender. As you see, there are rubber stubs to counteract the friction and a ventilation system so the motor does not overheat. There are 3 screws that take off the base. Here's the motor, and there are 4 black screws that keep this intact, and they're right here.
Once you remove the 4 screws, then you can begin removing the motor. The motor is removed by placing pressure and holding this bolt still and spinning this axle in the opposite direction, removing the pin and washer. Once that is done, you can remove the motor.
The final piece to remove is the circuit board that is held in place with screws here, 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 and here. The circuit board is also held in place by 2 screws on the reverse side under this sticker.
Once those 2 screws are removed, it leaves you with the empty housing.
To remove the fan blade from the motor, you remove this bolt here, allowing you to take the fan blade off and the washer, giving you more access to the motor. The user presses a certain button corresponding to a certain speed that then sends an electric current through this cord to the motor that allows the motor to know what speed to run at. Inside the motor there's this ball, and the ball moves interacting with a magnetic field caused by north and south coils, and the fan is at one end, keeping the engine cool. This is what it looks like on the inside when the ball is interacting with the magnetic fields.
Electricity is brought in through the outlet, powering the circuit and the motor. When it goes into the motor, it turns from electricity into rotational power.
These are all the parts laid out of the mixing assembly. This is the motor assembly with all its parts.
The first part about reassembling the blender is reassembling the motor. First the washer and the fan, and the bolt will be screwed on. Next step will be placing the circuit board into its designated spot, and then you rescrew it with those. The circuit board is in place. You place the motor back on its mounting positions and secure it with these 4 screws.
Once the 4 mounting screws are fastened, then you can apply the washer and pin.
The motor and circuit board are fully secure. You put the wire through, make sure all the wires are clear of the fan, and you put the outlet through this black spot, making sure that this piece right here stops it, and then you put the base back on, and 3 screws right there. This is the fully reassembled motor housing. The upper feed assembly, you first install the blade, or the rubber stopper onto the blade so the water does not leak through, and you place it in this bottom part. It'll screw on securely to the feed housing, and this stopper will fit on there, and you got the food house.
Part of the blender assembly is fitting the top back to the motor. At the top of the motor is this little pin. It fits into the bottom here, like so. The blender is secure. Now let's see if it works.